What's up, guys? It's Lawrence with Maximum Freight. Today, I want to talk to you about why a hazmat warehouse is more expensive to store stuff in than a traditional warehouse. Um, Hazmat warehouses can really vary from warehouse to warehouse. Our particular warehouse is hazmat rated, but it is rated for class 9 only, which is environmentally hazardous. It's not doesn't cover corrosives, doesn't cover flammable or explosives, or some of the more dangerous hazardous material. So when you're looking for a hazmat warehouse, you really have to be sure that that warehouse is suitable for your particular hazmat goods, because they're not all created equal. So one thing that people always ask is, why is it more expensive? And I learned a lot about this when we were actually first searching for a warehouse that was hazmat rated. We are actually hazmat rated because our customers have hazardous material. So when we were searching for a location for our hazmat, our customers' material, it's actually tough. We found a lot of suitable candidates, but unfortunately, they did not want any hazardous material. A lot of places, we're located in New Jersey, a lot of places in New Jersey just don't want the hassle of it. There's a lot more insurance requirements. You have, sometimes you have EPA involved. The removal and the receiving of the goods is far more complicated. The cleanup, if there is any kind of accidents, is way more complicated. And most landlords just don't want to take the chance. So you're going to find most hazardous warehouses, from our experience, in like we're in Linden, but we know Newark had a lot of areas, Jersey City. When we were looking in Edison and some other areas, like pretty much none of those areas offered hazmat zoning. So you're probably going to be looking in those areas. Now the reason why it's more expensive is because when you do get a hazmat lease, they're more expensive. They just are, because of that, because they are zoned properly for that particular material. The other reason is that the insurance requirements are a lot higher. So our insurance premiums are going to be higher than a place that's not hazmat rated. And another reason that maybe is not so much affecting us, but probably would affect other warehouses that are rated for like flammable and stuff like that, is if you look up here, see, we actually are not required to have a sprinkler system because our stuff is not flammable, right? There's not additional fire requirements for it. But if you are, say, flammable or some other material rated, some need water overhead, right? And if you do sprinkler systems in a warehouse, like we're about 8,000 square feet, so we're nowhere near as big as some of those, like 30, 40, 50, 100,000 square foot complexes you see in like Amazon. If you have something like that, like if we were to get sprinkler systems just for this 8,000 square foot space, you'd be looking at like maybe $30,000-$40,000, right, to get the plumbing hooked up for all that, to cover a space just this big, which is not enormous. And if you have certain flammable or explosive material, then water is not sufficient. You have to have what's called the foam sprayers. They spray like a chemical that puts out fires, and that's even more expensive. I don't even want to guess, but probably twice as expensive as the water sprinklers. So instead of like 40-50 grand, you'd be looking at maybe $100,000 to do a small space like this. So you can only imagine how many millions of dollars it would cost for like a 100,000 square foot space. And also, to cover the insurance for something like that for such a big space would be a tremendous expense. So that's why hazmat warehousing typically costs more. There's just more expenses, more training you have to do for the employees, more liability insurance, more safety requirements required for those warehouses, and that all costs money. So if you are storing hazardous material, just prepare to pay a higher cost, because the warehouses themselves have to absorb a lot of additional costs to store that type of material. If you have any other hazmat material questions and you want to explore some of the capabilities that we have for hazmat material and hazmat transport, contact us, and make sure to watch our other videos to keep informed about the world of logistics.